Say, where you going tomorrow? Say, where you going with the mask I found? And I feel when the dogs begin to smell her. Yeah! Hey, this is the Amir Khan, Bud Crawford video for the WBO World Welterweight title. I'm going to break down both fighters and then give my prediction at the end. It's a massive fight here. We'll start with Amir Khan, 33-4. 3 of those times he's lost, he's been knocked out. He's got 20 knockouts, still to his credit there. And we look at him, he's, smart booking there, keeping Khan relevant, I believe, and getting him in there. His last 7 fighters are not named Alvarez. We're all under 50% knockout ratio. So I think, Khan is... while he's an excellent fighter, in my opinion, I think he's had some really good booking and needs to credit his management and stuff for getting the right fights to get him here. He's had 1 knockout in his last 6 wins, so his power did not translate as he went up in weight. It kind of... But then again, he's been fighting top guys, so... And Alvarez was one of them. That was a rough one. This is his division, or his weight now, I should say. The 140. Doesn't really look like he's filled into it. He's filled in, like I filled in. But he's not, like when you look at like a Terrance Crawford who's absolutely ripped, Khan is not that age. Could be slowly creeping in on him. And that's what you got to worry about with a lot of speed fighters when that happens. He still has speed. He's got the fast shots and combos. Jab solid. Struggles with pressure fighters. We see that. Can pick you apart if he's allowed to stay on the outside. Works the body well. Can throw any punch. And he moves in and out as well. He's got the heart and he's willing to war. I think that's the one thing we've really learned about Khan in his later part of his career, and we always questioned it. Granted, we always questioned his chin after he got really touched, but when his heart has been tested, he's risen. He has not quit in fights. As he just showed in the Vargas fight. He's got that cumulative punching power. It does take time, but he is capable of those flash knockdowns because of his speed. As I questioned earlier, did that power stay at 140? I don't know if it really has. He has been inactive a lot. He's had a lot of time off. When you look at his recent fights and the distance between them, and you got to question maybe that conditioning factor in there is, and it's just something to think about in the long term. Going over to Terrance Bud Crawford there. And both these fighters, they're roughly the same height, but they're roughly the same height, and Crawford does have a bit of a reach advantage, about 3 inches there with a 74-inch reach compared to Khan's 71. But when you look at Crawford at 34-0, 25 knockouts, 74% knockout ratio, 6 of his last 7 fights have ended in KO, which is not necessarily normal for the lighter weight fighters. So Crawford comes out, Benavidez, Horn, Indogo, Diaz, Molina Jr., Gamboa. He's got more knockouts over welterweights in the past year than Khan has had in his entire career. Think about that for a second. He's got, and it's only his 3rd fight at welterweight, by the way. Just saying. Really good speed. He counters are deadly. And he can lead a lot with those straight lefts and stuff. He works the body. The straight lefts, again, he will lead with those to the body. Very devastating stuff. He's got the combos. He keeps attacking the body late. He never gives that up. He's always applying that. He gradually builds momentum in fights. So if he's getting to you early, you're in trouble, man. Freight trains is coming at you. He's one of the rare fighters that can actually switch between orthodox and southpaw and not really lose a step. Hagler was one of the few that I can remember that could switch back and forth between fighting styles and not really miss a beat. In fact, sometimes one of his punches became that much more deadlier when he would switch over, and you were kind of like, oh crap, I hope he switches back. And he, like I said, he's good either way. He's got the good chin. Benavidez touched that chin a few times, and he was still old Bud Crawford, man. He's like that workman's kind of champ. I mean, he really puts his time in. Very active fighter too. Whose jab is going to take over when we look at this fight? Can Crawford be effective fighting a fighter that can stay on the outside? Because that's in Khan's wheelhouse. More than that, can Khan resist warring with Crawford after he gets touched a couple times? These styles are perfect for each other. You couldn't ask for a better stylistic fight to happen with this. Can Khan sit back and pump those jabs, but not throw the combos? Because once he does that, he's engaging in to get hit, you got to be willing to get hit. To hit somebody, you got to be willing to take some of those shots, and that can very happen. Can Bud, can he sit back and try to just trade jabs with someone who's right there with him in the speed department? Is he going to be able to do that? Is he going to be willing to do that? Or is he going to be forced to try and push the pace and try and come out of his style a little bit? Because he's right in home in his pocket when he can apply just enough pressure but still be the counter puncher with that. It's beautiful there. Crawford might be down after 6 or 7 rounds in this fight. But I think that committed body work and the way he sticks the course, I don't think he's going to break, is going to pay off as Crawford starts landing more and taking over. And I could see Crawford winning this one by a late knockout. I might want to bet the distance on this one, but if, Crawford touches him enough, Khan's chin isn't there, and Crawford's a finisher, so I'm looking at a very late knockout in this fight, and I think that'll come around that 10th, 11th round. We might get one of those 12-round kind of like, oh my God, they're going to war in the 12th round, and it happens there. So that's my prediction for the fight there. Crawford wins over Amir Khan. Late KO, looking around the 11th round. All right? Well, hey, Eduardo! Yeah! I know I got some sun today. Anyway, this is Big Ragu. I'm out.